All right, guys, here's another BG perspective. As always, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we upload.
The best thing you can do to fight inflation is ask yourself 3 times in a row, do I really need that? You're being stimulated to buy stuff you don't need. Nobody needs 10 pairs of jeans. Nobody needs 30 pairs of sneakers.
These are 3 tips for somebody who wants to save a lot of money this year fast, even if you've got zero savings right now. For context, I'm Anna. I'm a certified financial education instructor, but I'm also somebody who used to be stuck living paycheck to paycheck with little savings at all. And I turned that around very quickly when I learned this stuff myself, implemented it in our family finances. We grew an emergency fund, a big one, in just over a year, started different streams of income. Now I help thousands of people every single week. And I want to help you get started too, so here are 3 things you need to know. First one is, when it comes to saving money, don't be vague about what you're aiming for or how much you're going to be saving each month. Money isn't just numbers and maths, it's actually your mindset and your emotions as well. So if you can put those 2 things together when it comes to saving money, you're onto a winner. So when you keep it vague and you don't really know how much you're saving, when it comes to saving, you're then going, oh, maybe I won't. Actually, is it going to make much of a difference if I put that 50 quid, 100 quid somewhere else? On the other hand, if you know exactly what you're saving for, you know why you're saving for it and how much you need to be saving each month, your emotions have less of a chance to derail you and actually more of a chance to engage in the why and get you going and keep you on track. Second one, and this was a massive game changer for me, is getting super creative about how you can create income. A lot of people, I grew up thinking, well, you know, you have one way of making income, you just go get a job. When you learn to think more entrepreneurially about creating income, that's where things really start to open up. Because savings then aren't just about how much you can scrimp and save and put aside, it's about how much more you can earn and put that money aside so you don't actually feel it so much. Last but definitely not least, and this might actually sound counterintuitive, but I would say don't push yourself too hard. If you're trying to save a lot of money, it's going to be a long game. You're not going to get there in 2 months. The mistake that I've made in the past, and the mistake that I see a lot of people making, is they have this kind of wake up moment. They're like, right, I need to save. And then what they do is just save as much as they possibly can. But the problem is it's just not sustainable. So after 6 weeks of beans on toast, you get to the point where you're like, I just can't be bothered with this, I'm going to give up. So you can ask yourself the question, how can I still enjoy my life, keep this sustainable, but save as much as I can? Let me know if these helped you.
Has your grocery bill gone up? Yeah, mine too. And here's how I keep the costs down with a family of 5. Number 1 is meal planning. Don't roll your eyes. I know it's not fun, but seriously, it works. Take the time to sit down with a calendar and plan out all of your family's meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. You can also use ChatGPT. If you are going to use ChatGPT, just ask it to give you a list of meals, like create a meal plan for you for a week for a family of 3, 5, however many you have, and it will come up with a bunch of different meal plan ideas for you. You can also ask it to expand upon those and give you an ingredients list for each one. That way you already have a shopping list. Number 2, keep a rotating list of recipes to choose from. I do this for my family. I basically have a recipe book that I put all of my recipes in, and it's all recipes that my family actually likes. So if I cook something and nobody in my family likes it except for me, I might keep that in the back of my mind, but I don't add it to the rotation because nobody's going to eat it. Keeping this book lets me have a rotation, basically, so I can just go through and easily choose meals that I want to shop for. This helps a lot for my meal planning because I already know what my family likes and wants to eat, and I can just go choose a few. This also cuts down on decision fatigue, which for me is huge because I have a lot of things going on in my head. If you have ADHD, this might really help you. Number 3, shop at discount stores if possible, if you have them near you. Aldi is a very great example of this. If you have an Aldi near you, I challenge you to go and do your regular shopping there and compare the price to wherever you've been shopping. You will save a lot of money at Aldi if you have access to Aldi, but you may have access to other discount stores, and I would encourage you to check those out. Even if you don't get all of your groceries from there, it can help you cut down on a lot of cost. Number 4, shop sales. So look around and see what grocery stores are having sales on what items. If you can find a sale on meat and you can stock up on it, put it in a deep freezer or whatever, that can really help you out. Same thing with any other ingredients. Whatever you can find on sale, stock up on it, especially staple items that you always use. Number 5, use discount apps. So if you haven't signed up for something like Ibotta or something similar, you should go and do that because just for grocery shopping, it's going to give you cash back. This is money that then you can use on your next grocery trip, and it really does help, so check that out. This last tip doesn't necessarily save you money, but it does help keep yourself on track. So cash stuff your grocery money, meaning when you're paid, take out your grocery money in cash, put it in a grocery envelope, and when you go grocery shopping, you take that envelope with you and you spend out of it. If you're doing online grocery orders, this does not apply to you, but if you like to go shopping in person, this can really help you stay on track. It's really easy to overspend while grocery shopping, which leads me to my next point. Do not ever go grocery shopping without a list, okay? You need to have a list with you every single time. That's the point of the meal planning, so you can make a list, take it shopping with you, and do not buy things that are not on the list. If you are shopping and you see something that you really want, put it on a separate list and wait for that item. Do not do impulse shopping while you are grocery shopping. Do not go grocery shopping while you are hungry because it will make you spend more. Stick to the list. Number 8, use a cashback card if you have access to one. Only do this if you have a good plan and you know you're not going to go further into debt to do this. You can also do it with any other cashback card, does not have to be Walmart. For instance, I have a Walmart credit card that I use for groceries sometimes, and I get 5% back on groceries when I do online orders. The reason that this is successful for me is because I already have groceries as a part of my budget, and every time I'm paid, I send money to a separate account for groceries. So I go shopping and I know exactly how much I can spend on this cashback card. So I spend that, I get the cash back, and I also pay this off every single time with the money I've set aside. I hope at least one of these will help you save some money on groceries. Let me know in the comments your favorite money-saving tips when it comes to groceries. You got this.
Obviously, there has been a lot of talk in the news lately about a potential recession. Inflation is still pretty high. So here are 3 tips to survive a recession from probably the cheapest person you'll ever meet. First tip is pretty easy to follow, and it's that gas is the most expensive in the middle of the week. So if you can fill up on a Sunday or on a Friday, it's always going to be cheaper than it would be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Second tip is going to be pretty hard for some of you, myself included. Stop ordering from Uber Eats.
Live, sleep, eat budgeting. And if anyone were to ask, what are some tips? These are the best 4 tips I would tell you that I even used last year to save about a little over 30K in about 10 and a half months. So the very first thing I think I always tell people they should do, and I feel like a lot of people don't do this when they say they want to save, is to set a goal. You need a destination. You can't get in a car and start driving and not know where you're going. Once you set the major goal, then you'll be like, okay, this is how I want to save, how much I want to save by the end of the year. This is what I need to save monthly. This is what I need to save weekly or bi-weekly, whatever you get paid. So it's really to set a goal. I think that's the number one thing you need to do. Have a destination so you know how to break it down. Tip number 2, and baby, this tip is so simple, but when I tell you if you do this, you will literally 10x your life, and not only your finances, but everything you do, is to get a calendar. And I don't play about my calendars. Anyone that knows me, if it's not on my calendar, if I didn't budget it on my calendar, I'm not going, I'm not coming unless you paying for it. Yes, I'm that friend you better be paying for if you want me to come. So with the calendar, I have 2 calendars that I use every day. I have a whiteboard calendar that I hang up in my room. And with that calendar, I just put I put my bills, I put birthdays, I put anything I have planned. But the main calendar I'm talking about is a calendar like this. I got this from Amazon. It's just a paper, a desk calendar. And what I do with this calendar is I write down all my bills and the amount. I write down when I'm getting paid and the amount. And then also I write down if I have anything planned, if I'm going out to eat, if I'm going to the movies, anytime I'm going to be spending extra money. And when I feel with the calendar, it helps you just see your time in advance because you see it a month out. And it also just helps you mentally place a fixed time period for yourself. Okay, I'm getting paid Tuesday, but I have a bill coming out on Friday. Or I'm getting paid Wednesday, but I'm going to the movies on Saturday. So it's just you see everything in advance, and it just teaches you how to save, what you can save, what you can spend, if that makes sense. So tip number 3, and this one I actually did it on accident, and then I was wait, this is so smart, is to get 2 different bank accounts, one for your savings and one for where you can spend your money. And honestly, it changed my life. So what I did was when I got my new job, I got a new bank account, Capital One, and I made sure all my direct deposits go into that bank account. And then I would move the money that I could spend for my check into my other bank account, which was Navy Federal. But I say that because you just want to be able to separate your money, because if you have your money all in one bank account, you're more likely to spend it. And I also, with having two different bank accounts, whatever you're using to save your money, make sure it is a bank account that provides like a higher interest for your saving account. So that's why I use Capital One, because they give you more money monthly for keeping it in your savings account. And I remember I was explaining this to my friend, and she was like, well, I would just end up selling myself. And it's like, look, if you don't have the discipline, I can't help you there. You have to have some type of discipline to be able to do this. Okay? So my last tip number 4, is find other ways to make money. And I don't care if you're making 6 figures. I don't care if you're making $30,000. I don't care if you're making $200,000. There's always ways to make more money. And I feel like, especially people that make 6 figures, they get very comfortable making 6 figures. But you all gotta remember one thing. It's like, I love real estate, right? So I been around people that are literally millionaires. So it's like, that little money, like, you can always make more. And I feel like people, when you tell people, oh, find a way to make money, they're always like, oh, I need to figure out a business. Like, I got to make my own business. It's like, no, yeah, trust me, do your own business. I definitely believe in, having your own thing and not working for other people. But I mean, like, for the meantime, like, I do Uber Eats. I live by Uber Eats. Go Instacart, go DoorDash. Like, we live in a very strong time right now where it's like, we can use our technologies to make money, whether it's signing up for an Uber Eats app and going outside and driving, whether it's figuring out how to make money from your phone selling a product. I don't know. Like, there's literally so many ways to make money. Just figure out what you like to do and make money. But yeah, y'all, that is like the 4 main things I use that I'm still using to help me save money. Like I said, I saved about $30,000 in about 10 and a half months just doing those 4 main things. So yeah, I hope this helps and save money, y'all, because we cannot be out here being broke. No, that's not an option, okay?
Hey, it's me, Dina P, and I'm going to give you 13 tips. So stop the scroll. I'm going to give you 13 tips to save up to 25% on your electric bill because it's hot. Heat wave is already here. So number 1, get you a power surge bar and all the phantom power loads. That's anything that's running a dot or turned on. Put those on a power surge bar so you can turn them off. They're steadily ticking electricity. Close your blinds. Clean out your refrigerator so that the air circulates to distribute cool air. That's actually costing you money. And when you go into the refrigerator, get out. Use fans. Do you know it costs 30 cents an hour, 36 cents an hour nationwide for you to run your air conditioner? So we want to reduce that. So definitely be using set fans. Turn off the lights and appliances in your house. Wash your clothes in cold water. This will save you up to $60 a year. Hello. Install a smart thermostat. LED light bulbs will save you up to $75 a year. Grill instead of using your oven. This is going to heat up your house, which is harder to cool down. So use the grill instead of your oven. It keeps your house cooler. Lower the temperature of your hot water heater. Adjust the thermostat. Every degree above 75 will save you 10 to 15% on your monthly electric bill. So there you go with that. Use electricity in off-peak hours, like early in the morning or late at night. Do your laundry, run your dishwasher, things like that. That's going to save you money every month. And then close the vents in rooms that you are not using. So I hope this was 13 tips to save on your electric bill. If you do all of those things, you can save up to 25% on your monthly electric bill. So I've been challenged to go and do these videos every day with hashtag value. So if you got value from this, or if you have additional tips to add on ways to save your electric bill, also let me know where it is you're from and what is the temperature where you are. So good luck with that. Let's stay cool and let's share value and help each other through these times. Inflation is real.
We are empty nesters, and we are able to keep our electric bill between $65 and $75 a month. And some of the ways that we do that is we keep things on power strips and then keep them shut off when they're not in use. We have one lamp in the living room with one bulb, a TV, and a Roku box, all on a power strip. And when we are not in there or not using that room, that power strip is off. The same in the kitchen. We have the microwave, the light over the sink, the coffee pot, and the toaster oven, all on a power strip. And unless we are using those items, the power strip is off. Also, all these extra rooms in our house, everything is unplugged. There's no reason to keep lamps and other things plugged in
So that's it
if
for
you
today's
just have
video.
guests that
Let me
come
know
around
what you
the
guys
holidays.
think in the comment
So we
section.
went around and
as
unplugged
always, stay
all
tuned
of
for the
that.
next video.
And I cannot
Peace.
underestimate the value of having trees around your home to keep your home cool. I see so many new homes going up, and 2 years later, there's still no trees planted around their home. We had a day yesterday of 101 degrees, but because of our trees and our blackout curtains, it was only 80 degrees in the house, which I think is comfortable. So those are some of the tips that we use to keep our electric bill low.